All right, so I didn't talk about this in my last video, uh, but where are all the good men at? We're avoiding you. I think it's Ed or Accountable Commentary that said this. I think it's Ed, really. But when women start asking, where are all the good men at? They're being avoided. Like, a lot of these women are just being avoided, and I never thought of it like that, and it never really hit home until like last night. So last video I talked about the joys of being a part of the homecoming celebration here in town and stuff like that, and all the other stuff that's going on. So there's like events and some other things that are going on, which is really cool because it's like, okay, there are things to do around here and so on and so forth. I thought that was really nice. So I'm um I'm asked to be a chauffeur, a driver, to get these kids to this dance. And I say, all right, cool, I'm with it. I pull up. First off, I back in, and I told a part of the story. They start swarming the car, videos going crazy. Oh my God, the handles pop out. This is wow. This is crazy. Oh my, this is so nice. Blah blah blah. And they really enjoyed it, and they were thankful for it. They said thanks and everything else like that. And I think it helped make their night. Like it was, it wasn't the only thing that made their night, but it was like it totally helped. They got dropped off in something nice. The lighting inside the car matched them and everything else, and like that was cool. So I was like, man, I know how that feels. um and I made a joke too. I was just like the lady, right? And I mentioned, I've said this story. You can watch the last video. Talk about how the kid called my vehicle a knockoff Maybach, and he has two girls on his arm. Now it's not like they're his girlfriends; they're like really friends of his and stuff like that. And I said, man, I ain't even get one date to go to prom. I went to prom alone. You got two? This is bullshit. Like, I'm mini hating on him, right? He's like laughing, it's all jokes and shit. But I was dead serious. I went to prom alone. That fucking sucked. But I actually had a good time though. Like I danced a lot at fucking prom. But that shit was, him and the girls and everything like that. It was a fucking movie. Star-studded event. I mean, the lights on the cars was shining. I had just gotten to watch like a week ago or so. So shit was looking right. Everything was good. Everything was connecting, right? And the one of the moms started asking about me. She's checking for me, right? And like I'm sitting on the side. She's like, "Oh, can I sit in?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's fine." He was like, "Hey, listen, that's leather in the front, okay?" And then she was like, they were like, "Oh man, I was just joking and shit." And I stepped off to the side. I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to be in the video. Like, yo, listen, that's all y'all. That's y'all spot. That's y'all moment and everything else like that. That's nothing to really do with me. Just enjoy it and everything. Be careful. Um, I changed the lighting for them so it matched their clothes and all that stuff. And the mom is like, she's like not really talking to me, but we exchanged one or two things, a couple laughs here and there, and just talking about the kids and how they're going at it and stuff like that. I'm talking like, yo, they got three phones, three different camera people, taking pictures, videos, going around the car. Oh my God, and everything else like that. And the most important, like one of the biggest things is that my hairdresser, she talking with her, just seeing the smile on her. Like when you first approach this lady, she has a resting bitch face. I'm not like I told her, I was like, yo, you got like a really crazy like mean mug on you all the time. But if you talk to her, that lady's fuck, not girl, but that lady's funny as fuck. That lady, like, she loved to fucking laugh, and she was smiling. She was like, oh man, you made my son's whole day and everything, yo. Bro, the kids wanted me to pick them up, so I picked them up, but they was amped as fuck. I pick them up and shit like that. So the mom is checking for me, and the assistant hairdresser, she's like, yo, I'm gonna talk to you later, but she's checking for you. She wants to see what's up with you, blah blah blah. I'll talk to you about it later. I'm like, okay, all right. Take the kids and come back. I go to the night basketball game, come back, get the kids, drop them off back at the hair salon. They get ready for the after party. But then I started talking with the hairdresser, right? Or my hairdresser. And, she's like, oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. But hey, so and so was checking for you. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, yo, she was asking like, about me and who I am and a little like, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, what? I was like, oh, okay. But in my head, I'm like, you know what it is? Like you it's the S class. It do that. It had that effect on people. I had, when I was, and I had just talked to my neighbor about this yesterday too. Yeah, like Saturday was an eventful day. I helped out my neighbor, went to go see my mom, and talked to my neighbor and how people go crazy over cars and shit. Now, yes, it's a status symbol. It's a representation of what you're able to do, so on and so forth. But me as a person that pays the monthly payment, it represents, hey, I'm taking money that I could be using other places. And again, I'm just being realistic with it. I'm not trying to be like I regret. Like I fucking love the car and everything else like that. I love my vehicles. They're awesome, right? But I look at it as like, yo, I'm spending all this money on these vehicles, and I could be using it here, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. I don't look at it as like, okay, this is money. This is, Young Jock said it best. He says all the clothes and the cars are a representation of money you spent, not money you have. And I was like, yo, that shit is 100% the truth. Because even with the cars and stuff like that, it looks like I just got approved for one of my life insurance policy. Shout out to Alonzo Hall for setting me up, walking me through the process, being patient with me. Hey, listen, I usually only do that type of business and other stuff on the weekends. During the week, I don't try and take too many calls about that stuff. So he was patient with me, walked me through the process, explained, sent videos. We talked. He was even actually going to help me try and buy a vehicle. So I appreciate him on that as well. Like that's above and beyond. But just having another Benz enthusiast and stuff like that, talking with him. So that was really cool. So shout outs to my sir, Alonzo Hall, because yeah, and definitely watch it and go ahead and check out his channel, Alonzo Hall All-Star Advisor. I think it's like All-Star Advisor Alonzo Hall, and that's Alonzo, of course, spelled with the Z, Alonzo, All-Star Advisor Alonzo Hall, Hall spelled regular. So yeah, definitely go check him out. But there's that insurance policy and everything else like that. So I put quite a bit away in my savings, or I put some away in my savings, but in terms of retirement savings, I do put quite a bit away throughout the year and everything else like that. So that stuff is like, even though I spend money on these vehicles, I'm also actually doing quite a bit in terms of my retirement investment or retirement savings. So I'm living my life, but also preparing for the future. All right, disclaimer out of the way. That's how I look at the vehicle. A lot of people look at it as like, wow, you got this, and you have this money that you could possibly put towards me, support me, spend on me, stuff like that. So I already kind of know what it is, and this is where Ed, Accountable Commentary. I've heard it in both, but we'll just say it's Ed. We'll just say it's Ed. These women are being avoided. You're not. It's not like you're sitting. It's not like good men are just not around. One, it's not only that you're being avoided, it's that you are disqualifying these men and going after what you really want. And these good men know. Chizazed did a video where a chick was like, nobody's dating me, or chick starts off the video, and I'll put a link in the description about this. But she's like, the chick starts off a TikTok and the guy does a stitch to it, and she says, I don't know what women did this to mess up the dating market, and then the guy does his little piece and starts talking about it. And at the 2:25 minute mark, or 2-minute 25-second mark, he says something, and something I've been saying for a while. When men start doing a cost benefit analysis on actually being with you, you need to be fucking scared. That's a problem for you. I hate that for you, sis, but that's a problem for you. That's a problem for you, sis. I hate this for you, but that's a problem. Because the guy, young, not ugly, he doesn't seem like he's overweight or anything else like that. He could probably get one or two women, all races and all this other stuff, talks well enough, blah, 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 looks like he's went to college, so on and so forth. Yo, his own friend, don't know how his friend looks, but the point is this guy took it to heart and was able to recite it, and actually put it out on a video, which is made into a Chisel Ed video. So now it's gained a little bit of popularity to it, right? But when men start really thinking and saying, okay, the guy said that his friend said, I could just pay a woman to come over. She's happy when she leaves. I'm happy when she leaves, and she gets paid for it. And she ends up leaving anyway. Whereas if I had a girlfriend, she's gonna leave anyway because all the bullshit that you got to go through, but I have to go through less bullshit. And like, I'm paraphrasing and dumbing it down, summarizing it, cutting it, truncating it, whatever. But I was just like, yo, this is exactly what I've been fucking saying for a long time. Now, I have my own thoughts in terms of how, it is with tricking and all this other stuff. But just think about that. You got a dude that's probably Gen Z or something like, yeah, Gen Z. And he's looking at this shit. His friend is looking at this shit. He's parroting the shit. And they're all like, we're all syncing up and saying, yo, listen, I've said it for a while. Yo, I can buy a bad bitch. I can just go out and get that. It's not a big fucking deal. Back to the story with this chick, right? That whole interaction with the chick was like, yeah, okay, or with the mom was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, it is what it is. I'm already talking with this one lady right now, so I'm not the whole do multiple, like, chicks and all this other shit. I'm not with all that. Like, that's too much. I'm not. That's not my style. It's not my steed. I'm not into it. I don't need it. If anything, if I really need chicks that badly and stuff like that, y'all know I don't care. I'll pay for it if necessary. So the bub, I sent a picture to my homegirl, that lives near me, and she was like, "Oh, I know her. That's my best friend's daughter." And skipping over this because it was in the last video, she starts telling me how there's a guy left her. When she gets amped up and gets super mad, she starts doing wild shit. Like, a guy supposedly left her. She got mad, got arrested over this shit, slashed this nigga's tires, fucked up his fucking car. And I said, no. I was like, no. Can't do it. Cannot do it. I was like, are you fucking serious? She's like, yeah, she did X, Y, and Z, and she did this to this dude's, she got arrested over this shit. And I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. She's like, yeah, you're not even the type of, like, this is what hit me, because she's being blood raw to me, because me and her, we talk and we cool, like, we're friends, like, we're fucking cool. She says, hey, you're not even the type of dude, because this chick knows how I am, who I am. I'm not no street dude. I'm not that. I have no problem not claiming that. I don't need to be that, whatever. She's like, Mike, you're not even her type. Like, you're not even the type of dude that she fuck with. I instantly knew what she meant. I said, bet. Good. Got it. No problem. Totally understand. Boom. Not even fucking with it. Wasn't even gonna fuck with it anyway, because I'm already fucking with somebody else. So she's like, yeah, she only did that because she saw the car. I said, I was like, nigga, we already know. And this is one of them chicks, she was wearing like a little peach sundress. I'm talking like, you see that ass flapping in that motherfucker. Titties was sitting okay, you know what I mean? Like, shit was looking nice. I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. This is clappable. This is definitely clappable. I was thinking about it, you know what I mean? But I was like, all right, got somebody, all right, cool. So I'm not stunting none of this shit, and then she says all this shit, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not stunting this chick at the time of everything going on, but when she said that shit, I was like, wow. And then it hit me. Where are all the good men at? We are right here, right next to you. We're in the cubicle next to you. We are single. We're single. We ain't got nobody most of the time. We're just chilling out. We're just working, doing our thing, going home, going to church, some of us, or where have you, doing our events, and just like really being low key. Like, honestly, the way it works with the quote unquote good men, we should be almost looking at ourselves as like almost like a secret society, an underground society that, like, Ayn Rand, what is it called? Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged type society type shit, where we may not be, we're like the seen unseen, right? If you ever listen to the Ayn Rand Atlas Shrugged book or anything else like that, hold on, I gotta let this dog out because now she look at her, looking at me. Can you even see? Whatever. Anyways, Atlas Shrugged, where it's a almost like a secret society, so to speak, and we're just chilling in the we are chilling in plain sight type shit. Like we're not out and about. We're right in front of you. We're working. Get to God. Sorry. We're out and about. We're working. We're like honestly in the not protagonist, but one of the main guys that's recruiting everybody to be a part of. I forgot what movement it was, but Atlas. I don't know the Atlas organization. I don't fucking know, but that guy used to work the same train yard and was right there the whole time, kind of under the lady's nose, right? Under the lady's nose that ran the railroad, right? Kind of the female, because a lot of the stuff is from the female's point of view. Forgot the lady's name. I probably gotta listen to that book. That book is like a couple. I want to say that book is like 50 something hours long. Like, you're listening to that for like 3 to 4 days. That is a long fucking book, dude. Atlas Shrugged, like, and I'm talking like I have it on Audible. Anyways, so that, like, the guys are right there. The ones that are the engineers. And what happens is this guy goes around and starts slowly bringing these guys into the fold and draining them, or draining that talent, that that level of talent, that thought, people that think like that, or intelligence, starts draining that from society, and then society starts to break down. Now, I think they do one or two things to not be destructive to society. They want to see it go down, so they enact certain plans here and there, and they start teaching one another and all types of other stuff. And it's really just kind of like a league of extraordinary or an intelligent gentlemen and all this other stuff. So it's actually really kind of like crazy how all that worked out, and it's actually a really good book. But we're just avoiding these women. Like, we're not trying to get in with them. I didn't know that about the lady. All I knew, she was checking for me. And, one thing led to another. I send the picture to my homegirl. I said, yeah, man, look, they taking pictures. And I take a picture. And I'm just sending her the picture. And I was thinking about asking her about the lady. But she was like, oh, she just said, oh, that's my, and just points it out because we're in a small fucking town. All these people grew up, especially ones in my age group. They all grew up and went to school with one another, blah, blah, blah. I'm the fucking outsider in this shit, so I don't know. But she don't know that I know, and I got fucking people. This is why it's good when you're in small towns or areas. It's great to actually make connections with fucking people. It's not like being in a big city where you're never going to see these people or something like that. No, you're going to see these fucking people again. You're going to see them 2 to 3 times. You're going to see the same person 2 to 3 times, back to back, some cases, or in your life. One lady came to the house to take some fucking pictures, and I was like, ma'am, I don't know why, but I know you from somewhere, blah, blah, blah. And so you're gonna see these fucking people, man. And it's good, it's good to be clean out here. It's good to be clean out here. Marty's been talking about it in terms of some of the stuff he's doing down in Brazil. But he talks about his reputation, how his reputation, you have to keep your reputation clean out here. And I was like, bro, it's the same thing in a small town in the U.S. and shit. You just really got to keep yourself clean. So anyways, let me get off of that because I've been repeating myself. But we're avoiding these chicks. When I started hearing all that stuff about what she used to do, how she got arrested over this shit, and what she's really after, which again is obvious, but it's just like, or it doesn't take too much to see that, or it would be easily revealed, so on and so forth. I was just like, oh, okay, it's good to have that network talking to that person and all this other shit. You never know who you have to call upon to get information from, or to fact check, background check, so on and so forth. So I mean, honestly, it was something that hit me right in my face when it happened, especially like it hit me a little bit when I heard she was checking for me, but it really hit me and like came like the I mean chickens came home to roost. The plane was landed. The eagle has returned to the nest, and it just like yo, this is what they mean by we're avoiding them. When we say little things like nah or and the crazy part is, I talked to Grinch about this maybe last year, probably last year, yeah, probably last year, and we talked about how a lot of the red pill MGTOW guys aren't guys that are just going to these women and saying, "You strag bundle skunk, Keisha, get out of here, nasty work, nasty bitch season." Nasty bitch season is my shit, but like we're not just out here saying this shit to their face, like, "Get out of here, Keisha, you're finito, done till the sun burns out." We're not out here saying sexual politicking and all this other shit. We're not out here saying down with the gynocracy, all the other talking points, agendas, narratives that some of the more popular people in the space, the brothers that have done great work, the sages of our groups and things like that, BGS, your Accountable Commentary, your Edge, your Obsidians, your Black Ram 313s, your line of MGTOWs, your Hammerhand MGTOW, even O'Shea Duke Jackson, of course, Valdez or Angry Man, all these fucking people that have put all this information out there, man. What's it called? Your Black Mind, like all these fucking people, man, that we out, the Chissa Zed, myself, everybody, all this shit. We're not out here just like, "Get out of here, get out of my face. We don't want to see your black ass." We're not saying none of that shit. We're looking at you and just saying no. Quite simply, just saying no. That's it. That's all we need to say. We don't need to do anything else. We don't need to, get all rowdy or none of that other shit. All we have to do is just say, "Nah, I'm okay. Oh, man, listen, I appreciate it. I got somebody." You ain't got nobody. If anything, you're trying to set up another session with the stripper you met last night that you banged off in the fucking Econo Lodge. Like, you ain't got nobody. You ain't got nobody that you raw dogging because you just doing nothing but condom sex. So you ain't even feeling all that. You know what I mean? And you're not even like checking for somebody to the point where it's just like, "I gotta get it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw." Like, you're like, "Hey, listen, man, it's a sacrifice I'm gonna have to make because I'm not gonna be out here like this. I'm not doing this with these chicks, blah, blah, blah." This is what it looks like when you're just being avoided. There isn't some proclamation. There isn't some, "I have met the guy. I have met the misogynistic, red pill incel male." No, that same red pill incel male that's been doing this shit since 2015 just backed up in your parking lot with a new S580 and picked up your kid. No, I don't want to say you're fucking, it's disrespectful to the kids, but just picked up your kid to take her to the dance along with her date and her other friend. Come on now. That's what it looks like. That's what the good men, the quote unquote good men, look like. We've always been here. We're everywhere. We're like fucking Hydra out this bitch. And all we're doing is just looking at you and just saying no. Quite simply, just saying no. We're not on social media like that where we're saying all this other stuff and like, "Oh, well, you need to do, we need this and all this other stuff." Most of us aren't doing that shit. Many of these men aren't doing that shit. One or two of them are listening to my videos. 4 or 5 of them are listening to Ed. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them are listening to BGS. Even more of them are listening to Medium Man or Media Man. Thousands of them are listening to Kevin Samuels. Bro, where are all the good men at? We're right next to you saying no. That's where we're at. We've been here the whole time. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to enjoy the last couple minutes I got of my rest period here before I get to some much needed work because I do have to get some stuff done today. I gotta do some stuff for my neighbor and get some other shit done here around the or for my for work. All right, as always, thank you so much. Love you all. Where are all the good men at? We're right next to you, avoiding your ass. Plain and simple. Peace.